Okay, greeting guys and welcome back to another episode on your Dr. DIY channel. So in today's video we have a Hyundai Ioniq. We have a malfunction button. Okay, and this is the button. You can see the button is loose. Okay, so what happened is it cannot control the dimness of the light of the cluster or the dashboard meter. Okay, so if I start the car, so if you see here, if I press down, nothing is happening. If I press up, the illumination is maximum. Okay, but I cannot bring it down. So in this case, in the night, it will be too bright and cause some sort of strain to the eye. Okay, so many members complain the similar problem. So we are going to see now how we can solve this problem of this button here. So hopefully you stay tuned and enjoy the video. Okay, first things first, we remove the rubber by just pulling it out, as you can see by the video. Once that is done, then we use a pry tool. We insert at the notch of the bottom plate and we push the plate out. Once we get a good gap, we put our fingers inside and we gently pull it apart out. Now we have to do 3 screws, one at the bottom, one at the middle, and the last screw will be at the top. So when the 3 screws are done, gently put your hands in the plate, as you can see, remove them from the notch and pull it towards down. Gently pull it down and slowly put your hand near the steering wheel cover and pull it down slowly, because there is a clip inside there. Finally, remove the casing from the notch, as you can see, where the switch is totally exposed. Then you disconnect the wire. Now you will have the faulty switch with you. Next, we have to undo 4 Phillips screws which is holding the switch against the panel. So once you undo the 4 screws, immediately you can disassemble the switch with respective to the panel. And here now we have the switch under the microscope analysis to see the worn mechanism. So, looking under the microscopic examination on the worn part, you can see that when the button is pressed, the rubber have completely broken into pieces. Okay, and there is a free play. You see, when the button is pressed, there is a free play. So in our first attempt, we replaced with a rectangular rubber, as you can see in the video. And when the pressure is applied, you can see that the rubber deflects. However, there are many micro cracks, similar to the opposite side of the buttons. So we fear that this setup will not last long. So we decided to move to the second attempt. So for the second attempt, we decided to use a cylindrical silicone rubber. As you can see, it was much more progressive and much more elastic without any micro or macro cracks. The response was much more better. Finally, we secured a felt tape to the assembly button to ensure that the silicone rubber did not misalign or came out during operation. So before we move to fix the final component, we connect the wire to the button and we check for the illumination button whether is it working perfectly. So here we start the engine and then we play around with the positive and the negative illumination button. As you can see on the cluster, it works perfectly fine. Okay, so you can dim the lights and you can increase the brightness of the lights at the cluster meter. So now we can do the final assembly just like how we took it out. So now we attach the 4 screws firmly back to the panel, as you can see in the video. Once this is completed, we connect the wiring socket and we gently place the panel back into the dashboard, aligning the clips together firmly in the dashboard. Following to this, then the below panel is fitted to the dashboard, as you can see. Gently use your palm to push the panel in and finally screw the 3 screws firmly at the side of the panel. When this is completed, use the side cover and gently push it in to the side of the dashboard. Use your palm to gently push it in. When it's firmly inside, then you may complete the task by putting or aligning back the rubber. And not forgetting to close the fuse box compartment. Having done so, we now perform a last test whereby we start the car and we check the illumination button. As you can see, it works perfectly fine. Not only that, we also need to check the rest of the buttons of the switch since we took out the entire switch. So the lane assist button, followed by the traction assist, blind spot, and also the headlight alignment. All works perfectly fine. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.